Good evening. Thank you for joining this Erie Foundation fundraising dinner this evening. I'm sorry I cannot be there with you because my friends in the Erie Foundation are supporting a project that is very, very dear to my heart. That is Moran Memorial School. Moran Memorial School is in Maheshpur, in the extreme southeast corner of Nepal, on the plains. It's built right next to a tea estate, a large tea estate, and most of the children in the school come from families of laborers on the tea estate. The estate provides a minimum basic wage, daily wage, and provides very simple housing for the people. And so the people work there. And what happens is the families live there, work there, the children are born, they grow up, they take over from their parents and work in the tea estate. And so the generations go on, generation after generation. And as long as that's going on, everything works well. But the children have no opportunity to be educated. Why? There are government schools, and the government schools aren't great, but they're okay, and they're cheap. However, these tribal and low-caste children have a difficult time breaking into those schools, where most of the students and teachers are from the higher class, and therefore there's prejudice against these little youngsters from the garden. And so the poor little children, grades 1 and 2, get picked on, get discouraged, and naturally drop out of school. We saw this need, therefore, to do something about the education of these students, and that meant getting another school going. The Jesuits were able to buy land and have now developed that into Moran Memorial School. It started when Father Norbert de Souza began it in 1997 as a little pre-primary school. Now it's grown. When I taught there a decade or so ago, it ended at grade 10, the end of high school. The students would then go on to higher secondary school. They had the language they need, the self-respect they needed to fit into those other schools and do very well. We graduated our first grade 10 class in 2008. Those students have gone on. Many of them have got college degrees. They're all now working, either in Nepal or elsewhere. Some of them are good teachers in Moran Memorial School, having got their education certificates and their bachelor's level certificates. So the school is thriving now and will go up to grade 12 eventually and provide a good education to these students who would get no education otherwise. This is most important because that area of Nepal is developing very rapidly thanks to the expansion of an important highway that will run across the southern edge of the country next to the border of the state of Bihar in India. That will open this backwater area to new development. That means their land prices will go up. Landowners will buy up that land, develop industry, develop towns, all to the good. But I'm afraid that that land that the tea estate is on is going to become too valuable for simply growing tea plants. Then they will diversify and grow. And then what will happen to their labor force? These people who have no education will be out of work and will have to go elsewhere for work. But thanks to the school and thanks to the education of these children who are difficult to educate because they've come there without speaking the national language Nepali, without speaking any English, and without having any support, educational support at any rate, from their homes. So the life goes on for them and will go on in this new chained state in Nepal. Because were the estate to close now, these graduates of our school are now in a position to take care of their parents. They can work anywhere and become productive workers anywhere in our world, not only in Nepal. Now some of them are teachers in our school and are doing a wonderful job with us, teaching and taking care of their younger brothers and sisters. So the school has opened a whole new way of life for this important community. But the school cannot manage on its own. The tea estate workers pay a little bit monthly for their children's education, but not enough. There is no government support to private education here. And so it would not happen unless people like you were generous enough to help the future of these children through this education. Anybody who's really poor is welcome at that school. Some are Catholics, some are Buddhists, some are Hindus, some are Muslims. That doesn't matter. What matters is they're getting a future, a good future for their work and their life in Nepal. So again, I thank you for your generosity, for your time and your effort, promising that every penny you send will get to help these children. I hope you have a very good evening, and I look forward to meeting you someday when I visit Canada. Thank you and good evening.